So welcome back to Mouth Matters with Dr. Dom. In this part of the show, I wanted to take a chance to talk about your podcast, being that you're the guy that kind of gave me the inspiration to get myself out there in the world in the form of a podcast, videocast. So tell me about yours.
So our podcast, we do one called Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling, which is we try to bring the green room of a comedy club to the listeners. So basically, we start out with a guest, what they're drinking, and then we start telling street jokes that leads in the stories. And we've had some great guests. I mean, really great guests. We have comedians from all over the country.
Did you have Gino from?
We had Gino from Gino's Steaks. We had John Fugelsang, Craig Gass, who tells this great story about hanging out with Bill Murray when the Cubs won the World Series. It's insane.
And he remembered it?
Yeah. So he was filming. This is what the funny part about it. He was hanging out with the guys from Pearl Jam, and he goes to film the last out of the Cubs, and all of a sudden he feels somebody leaning on him, and it's a drunk, crying Bill Murray.
That's perfect.
Can't believe the Cubs won, and he's all over ESPN.
Young man out of nowhere.
All over
Soon
ESPN,
to become
people
World Series champion.
They're wondering who this mystery guy is that's hanging out with Bill Murray, and we're all at home going, "That's Craig Gass! What's he doing there?" He somehow ended up on the 50-yard line when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. He's on the 50-yard line dancing, and confetti's coming down. We're like, how do you do this?
Can I somehow become like part of? Can I be sponsored by him somehow?
I know.
These events? I can't even sniff the 50-yard line. And I'm a Browns fan. And those tickets you would think would be a little bit more reasonable.
Well, the good thing about being a Browns fan, you could do the podcast there, not up too much noise.
This year's gonna be different, Mark.
It's a different year. Right?
That's what we say every year.
I'm rooting for you. When the Indians went to the World Series, I was so excited for them, and I'm not an Indians fan, but I go, they deserve it. They've waited long enough. This is amazing. And then about 3 hours later, I found out they were playing the Cubs. I go, well, if one team deserves it more than Cleveland.
My own mother, my mom's a huge sports fan, especially baseball. And as soon as she saw we were playing the Cubs, she's like, that's it. That's it. We might as well not even play because the history's on their side. We're no longer the ones that everybody's going to cheer for. Da, 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 da. And sure enough,
everybody was going to root for the underdog, and they were. There was somebody under the underdog.
Under the underdog. Not to back off the tribe and the Browns, because obviously I love talking about it. But I wanted to talk about one of the other guests that you had on your show.
Very special guest who you got to meet, and we had Dr. Oz on. And funny enough, he has an amazing sense of humor.
What's his drink of choice?
Tequila.
Oh my!
He likes ice cold tequila. You keep it in the freezer and it thickens, and then he pours it over ice. And then he likes pineapple juice because he has to have it a little bit healthy.
Yeah, pineapple's good for you.
Yeah.
When he said tequila, I was instantly transported back to 2009, Gannon University, Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm not going to describe the events of that evening, but
you tasted it twice.
I just tasted it just now for a third time. But Mark,
so we had the chance. To meet them together, we got to talk about that. But I want to know, because you and I have talked about this, and I think you should explain. Dr. Oz inspired you in many ways.
Yeah, I mean, when we went to the show, I didn't have a lot of time with him, but a couple minutes. And I don't know how much you guys know about Dr. Oz, but he's a full-time practicing heart surgeon, as well as having his show on TV. And watching him come out for his rehearsal, going through all this stuff like a machine. I mean, unbelievable. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, this guy just came from heart surgery. This is unbelievable. And so I said to him when I had the chance, I said, I'm amazed that you can do all this and you have this. And he said, his advice to me was, if you can focus on the person in front of you, you can do anything. He says, so focus on what's in front of you, and you can do anything as long as it's something you love. So if there's one piece of advice I took with me, he probably didn't remember saying it, probably says it to everybody, but that resonated with me for sure. So
yeah, that was such a great day because we got to go to the taping, and then we hung out with Oz for a few minutes, and then we went out with a couple of the producers and had a full-blown night out.
Oh, it was great. New York City. It was my first time in New York City, and I'm eternally grateful
what a fun night.
for you showing me around. We're not going to get into some of the details of.
There's still some evidence that hasn't been found yet.
There might have been a little McDonald's in Times Square around 4 in the morning.
I don't even remember that.
I'm glad I was there to remember it. But
I kept Dom there to be my designated rememberer.
It's a fact. But kind of the cool thing about Dr. Oz, not to belabor the point, but he obviously I don't agree with him on everything. But
you never should agree with somebody 100%.
But what I really do agree with him on is inflammation and how that's such a common thread in total body health. So, and one of the biggest indicators of what we can see inflammation in is our mouth. When you're talking about gum disease, dental decay, abscesses, any type of bacterial insult that we have.
Even on a small level, if there's too much pollen or there's something going on in the air, my sinuses, my teeth hurt.
Oh, sure.
That's the first thing that hurts is my teeth. I think I came to you and said, my teeth really hurt.
I said, Mark, go take a Zyrtec. but it's true.
I thought my teeth were going to fall out. You're like, no, just...
And the thing that drives me nuts, here's what really drives me, if you want to hear my pet peeves, is that when people go into their cardiologist, or if somebody goes into their family practice physician, and they tell them that they need surgery, or they need this, or they need that, it's no big, it's automatic. And a lot of times I feel like there's this thought out there, this pervasive feeling that the mouth is somehow not connected to the rest of the body, and it doesn't matter. Not to feed into the title of my show, Mouth Matters, but it's true. So we're talking about bacteria that gets into the bloodstream. Every once in a while
it's right there.
Every once in a while you hear about a 4 or 5 year old who got bacteria in their bloodstream and their immune system wasn't strong enough to fight it, and they end up passing away. You'll hear about it at least once a year.
Yeah.
And that's what not to kind of bring this in. I want this to be a total body health show. I want this to be a dialogue that we're not just talking about how the mouth and the mouth alone. It's
the mouth's the gateway to the rest of your body.
It's the nutrition. That's great. By the way, that's great. We quote Mark on that. The mouth is the gateway to the rest of the body.
It is. Everything that goes in has to go in one direction or the other.
It is true. So where's your next stop? Where are you going next, man?
So I'm in Akron this weekend, and then I'll be in the Outer Banks, and then the Borgata in Atlantic City.
Mark always tells me you could drop him on any street corner anywhere in the continental United States, and he'll know not only where he is, but where the best bar is.
That's true.
Where's the best stop? Where's the best stop as far as you're concerned? Where's your favorite place?
Atlantic City. Atlantic City, you're going to want to go to the Irish pub. 24 hours. It's old.
24-hour Irish pub.
24 hours, and it's an old school Irish pub that hasn't changed since like the 30s. Now, what makes it even cooler is if you go 2 blocks away from the boardwalk where the Irish pub is.
Yeah.
And there's a place called the Hideaway, and it's Nucky Johnson's old speakeasy. And if you
is he a gangster?
Yeah, he was the gangster who did all the rum running during Prohibition, and it's still the same. And you have to get buzzed in. They slide the little thing. You go in. They have very rare gins, which I'm not a fan of. Very rare bourbons and scotches.
Oh, I do like some. I like my bourbon.
They have stuff that's only in like 7 bars in the entire world.
Oh, really?
And it's a lot of the Atlantic City high rollers. If they're having a bad night, they put them in a limo and send them there to go have a couple drinks.
Wash away the pain.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. If anybody has any questions about when they're traveling or on a vacation or something like that, you can ask us through our Facebook and our Instagram and all that, and I'll be sure to get in contact with Mark.
I can give you drinking tips, and he can tell you how to fix your teeth after you fall over.
That's right, or maybe where to play golf. Who knows? But yeah, bro, I think we're looking pretty good, man.
This is very fun, and I'm a fan of the show. I really love watching it, so I love coming on.
Heck yeah, brother.
It's great.
Heck yeah. I have to just tell everybody that the first person I met was the first Riccadonna I met was not Mark, and it was his mom. And just the other day, she knew that Mark was going to be coming to see me. She sent in her homemade blueberry pie.
Oh man!
And I'm not like the biggest blueberry person. I'm not. I don't know what the secret is. Where do those blueberries come from?
They come from my father grows his own blueberries, and my mother bakes them, and then I eat them.
Absurdity. Absurdity. Well, talking about sugar, I just wanted to just kind of relay, bring it back to how it's okay to eat it. It's okay to have something sweet. It's all right to enjoy yourself, whether it's a cocktail, whether it's a dessert. Just go ahead and use the products you're supposed to use, and eat it fast, and then rinse your mouth out with water, and you'll be home free. I'm not going to get into my full list of at-home oral hygiene products that I like right now, but
so tune in. You will
tune in. We'll have a dedicated segment to oral hygiene products. Once again, if you have any questions, come on to our Lombardi Smiles Facebook, Lombardi Smiles Instagram, drdomtv.com, lombardismiles.com. You'll have an avenue that way to contact us about any questions and any questions you might have for Mark along the way. So look forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, brother.
Thanks for having me on.